Actually, it's been a while since I've done a yapperoni and cheese. Good evening, everyone, or should I say good night, because Jesus, I never upload when it's actually the evening time. I always upload like 3 a.m. Why do I even say evening at this point anymore? You know, it's pointless. All of it's pointless. Everything is meaningless. Slop, gloop, glop, glam. Everything could always be worse, to be fair. Speaking of things being worse, Delisting Games. I mentioned this briefly like a while back, probably about a year ago now, when I was talking about Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition being delisted. And, you know, I think after giving it some time, I'm like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal because of the whole live service. You need an internet connection. Oh, and suddenly that's gone. Oh, no. Oh, no. In comparison to games being delisted, you can still find them. It's just a wee bit harder. I mean, I was talking about Dark Souls not being available, and then I literally go and pull out my copy of Dark Souls 3, and then it just has, oh yeah, it comes with Dark Souls, and I'm like, maybe there's just a giant like bin and they're just out the wazoo. But I mean, there's a lot of means to actually get a hold of them. Like, they're not extremely exclusive and rare. I think I was more just annoyed at the remaster being $40, and I'm like, whoa there, buddy, you fix some bugs and you make the frame rate 60 FPS. Let's calm down there. Looks a bit prettier, but I'm like, 40, whoa. But if we were to take away that whole remaster side of things and the game just got delisted in general, you know, kind of looking at it, I don't really actually have that much of a problem with it. You know, a company can decide to sell a game whether they want to or not. And I think that's fair. They're not going around destroying copies of the game. Probably. I don't know. If EA could, they would go around and destroy copies of games. They hire the Pinkertons, and then John Marston's like, I don't know, Dutch. And John Marston gets ran over by like a 2001 Honda Civic as they destroy his copy of Dark Souls. Would it be nice if older games were more widely available? Yeah, it seems more of like a convenience problem rather than a major accessibility one. The major accessibility problem is not being able to play the game if you bought it. And even games that are already delisted, it's like more games are being remastered and then put on storefronts as well. Gex is back. Because companies do want to make money on their properties. Yeah, so a company might look to remaster an old game, make a decent chunk of change. Like Last of Us 2, now that's an extremely old game, so we need 8 gorbillion remasters of that right now. But I think it's not the biggest issue in the world. I think the bigger issue is really when they delist a game and launch a remaster, really just the price of a game. It's annoying. While no one's like throwing out $70 remasters, it was like Yakuza 0 just got announced to have a remaster, and then Yakuza 0 is getting delisted. But the price of it's gonna be 50 schmackaroos. I was like, wow, that's the price of the Oblivion remaster. And it was like, man, that one doesn't look like poop anymore. Does it still have all the bugs in the poop? Yeah, but it looks nicer. I understand why the prices are that much. You launch the remaster, you can make a decent chunk and change off of it. People still get to experience the game, you make more money. At least with also the Yakuza 0 one, they're updating the English dub. I hope the new English dub will be very funny and stupid. I mean, that's just so Yakuza. I mean, like a dragon. I mean, like a Yakuza dragon. Like a dragon Yakuza. I think my only worry about games being delisted and remastered is the threshold of cost compared to the original game. Because I was like, Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition was $20, and then Dark Souls Remastered was $40. But that's what sales are for. Sales. So you buy it on sale. I think it's not a major problem unless you want to go back and play the original buggy Cyberpunk instead of the updated one. Because let's be honest, buggy Cyberpunk's the funnier Cyberpunk. Why would you want to take the RPG part seriously when you can go through the floor in your car? I wanted to post an update on this because I think I was just more upset that I was looking at the Steam store page and I was having to pay $40 for the remaster, and I'm like, and I was like, this is a big issue. When really, I just needed to sit on it for a second and be like, is it really that big of an issue? Not really. So the lesson of today is always panic, overreact, and then make a video that has a clickbaity thumbnail and make 8 gorbillion views, which it actually did. It actually did do that. I was like, wow, it actually did work. So I gotta make now a clickbaity title and make this like an overblown problem and then complain about it very much. They delisted my dog, and now I can never get my dog again, even though I could go and like walk like a couple of feet and get my dog. Or what is it? From Software hates arts and culture and history and the Roman Empire. Now that will really get the people going.